Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. I am seriously so excited to share this with you today because we're about to completely shift how we look at our money. We're talking financial freedom, right? But the secret sauce here is doing it without the friction. Look, there's going to be zero lectures today, absolutely no guilt trips, just you, me, and some incredibly smart, totally doable strategies for sustainable savings. So get comfortable and let's figure out how to make your money work a whole lot harder so you don't have to stress harder. Okay, let's dive into this. Be honest for a second. When was the exact last time you checked your bank account and actually felt good? Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I thought. If you're anything like me, checking your balance doesn't feel like a casual little check-in. It feels a lot more like, I don't know, bracing for impact. You open the app, you wince a tiny bit, and then you just close it super fast and pretend everything's totally fine. It is a terrible feeling, honestly, and it's exactly the feeling we're going to eliminate today. But here's the massive thing we all get wrong. Budgeting is not a punishment. Seriously, trimming your expenses doesn't mean you suddenly have to live like a monk. You do not have to cancel every single subscription that brings you joy, and you definitely don't have to survive on plain rice for dinner every night. That kind of extreme restriction, it's just punishment. And let's be real, punishments just do not last. Today, we're looking at how to actually cut your monthly expenses without feeling broke. Just smart, super realistic moves that actually stick. And you know, this right here is exactly why most budgets fail in the first place. It's not because you're fundamentally bad with money, it's because we rely way too much on willpower budgeting. We try to go totally nuclear. No eating out, no movies, no fun. And hey, for about 10 days, it actually works. You feel super disciplined. But then day 11 rolls around. You've had a brutal week at work, and you order delivery out of pure, unadulterated emotional self-defense. And because that budget was all or nothing, that one slip makes you feel like a total failure, so you just throw in the towel. Instead, we need to shift to systems budgeting. This is automatic. It literally means giving your money a job to do without relying on your motivation, which, let's face it, is pretty unreliable for all of us. So let's build that system. All right, step one, find the money leaks. So before we can even think about cutting a single expense, we absolutely have to know where your money is actually going. Because get this, here's a totally wild fact. 20%. The average person underestimates their monthly spending by a massive 20%. That's not just some tiny rounding error, right? To put that into perspective, we are talking about potentially hundreds of dollars every single month just vanishing into thin air, right in the gap between what you think you spend and what you actually spend. And you know what? A huge chunk of that 20% is made up of what I like to call ghost subscriptions. These are those sneaky little memberships or auto-renewing apps that you pay for but have completely forgotten about, or maybe you haven't even opened them in months. Maybe it's a random streaming service or a fitness app you swore you'd use back in January. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to actively pull up your last 2 months of bank and credit card statements. Yes, literally go do this right after you finish this explainer. Go ghost hunting. On average, almost everyone has at least one or two of these things just hiding out in plain sight. The really crucial point here is that this is absolutely the easiest free money win you are ever going to get. Just review those 2 months of statements, spot those unused apps, and hit cancel. This one simple audit alone usually frees up anywhere from $50 to $100 a month for people. And think about it for a second. You haven't changed a single lifestyle habit. You are literally just plugging up the invisible leaks. Moving right along to step 2, the 24-hour rule. This is exactly how we tackle impulse spending, which is the other massive drain on our wallets. It boils down to a super simple mindset shift. You just tell yourself, not yet, instead of no. Here's how the rule works in practice. If you come across an unplanned purchase and it's over a certain amount, say $25 or $50, whatever makes sense for your life, you force yourself to wait 24 hours before buying it. Why? Well, because impulse spending totally thrives on false urgency. You know the drill. Those little countdown timers, the only 2 left in stock warnings, that glowing red buy now button. It is all explicitly designed to make you act before you actually think. When you force the 24-hour pause, that manufactured urgency completely evaporates. Most of the time, you'll realize you didn't even really want the item, you just wanted that quick little dopamine hit of buying something. And the best part? You never feel restricted because you're not saying no. You're literally just saying, not yet. Now for step 3, negotiate before you cancel. This is a step almost everyone skips, but oh my gosh, it is incredibly powerful. You just have to ask, I'm thinking about canceling because of the price. Is there anything you can do? If you're staring down a crazy high internet bill or a ridiculous phone plan or car insurance, you literally just call them up and read that exact sentence. And this brilliantly illustrates a key point. Most companies would way rather give you a discount or some kind of loyalty rate than lose you entirely as a customer. A quick 5-minute phone call frequently saves people anywhere from $10 to $30 a month per bill. Do that 3 or 4 times, and you freed up some serious real-world cash without giving up a single service you actually rely on. All right, step 4, the categories that move the needle. Now we're getting into the real heavy hitters. It is time to completely stop feeling guilty about the tiny stuff and start looking at the big picture. I mean, your morning coffee gets blamed way too often in the finance world, right? Cutting your daily latte might save you $5, big deal. But renegotiating your car insurance, switching to a way cheaper phone carrier, or just doing a little bit of meal planning instead of those crazy expensive last-minute grocery runs, that can easily save you $50 to $200 a month. You really need to optimize the things that are basically just background noise in your life, the stuff you pay for on autopilot. That right there is the true difference between cutting expenses and feeling totally broke versus cutting expenses and finally feeling like you have actual control. And that brings us to step 5, build in a no-guilt spending category. This is the final and, honestly, probably the absolute most important piece of this whole puzzle. A budget with zero joy is a budget you are definitely going to abandon. You're a human being, not a robot. You fully deserve to enjoy your life right now while you build a better financial future, not just someday, decades from now when everything is magically fixed. Literally just carving out even $20 to $30 a month of true, no questions asked, fun money changes the whole game. It makes the entire plan sustainable because it stops feeling like a punishment and actually starts feeling like an empowered plan that you actively chose for yourself. So let's do a quick recap of this whole framework. Here is your brand new, frictionless financial system. Number 1, audit your spending and kill those ghost subscriptions. Number 2, kill the false urgency of impulse buys with a 24-hour rule. Number 3, use our ridiculously simple script to negotiate your bills before you just cancel them. Number 4, focus your energy on optimizing those big background categories. And number 5, always leave room for guilt-free spending. If you do these 5 things, you are building an automatic framework that actually works with your real life, not against it. So I've got to ask, which of these strategies are you going to try first? Are you going to go ghost hunting on your bank statements tonight? Or are you going to make that 5-minute phone call to your internet provider? I really want you to take some immediate action today. Drop a comment below and let me know exactly which one you're choosing. Look, taking control of your money shouldn't be stressful, and I really hope this explainer proved that to you today. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you next time.